Today I'm going to show you how to build an AI customer support agent that looks like a human, talks like a human, and can answer questions in real time. The best part is that you'll be able to hook up your own knowledge base, and the AI customer support agent will be able to access it in real time. It's using LiveKit for real-time conversation, Hedra for the AI avatar, and Pinecone to be able to search our documents. If you ever wanted to build a support agent that feels more like a helpful coworker rather than just a clunky chatbot, you'll like this one.
Hi there. I'm here to help with any questions you have about iPeer products, services, or customer support. How can I assist you today?
Yeah, can you tell me about your guys' warranty and repair policies?
Our standard warranty covers manufacturer defects, battery issues, and software problems for 12 months. You can also buy an extended warranty, iPeer Care Plus, for extra protection and additional benefits.
Got it. Yeah, also, I'm having an issue where I can't charge my device. What do you recommend I do?
First, make sure you're using the correct iPeer cable and adapter. Second, check your device's charging port for any dirt or debris and clean it carefully with a soft brush.
Got it. And lastly, what are the different iPeer phone models that you guys have?
We have 3 phone models: the iPeer 1, the iPeer Pro, and the iPeer Ultra. Each offers different features and storage options.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a great day. Let me know if you need anything else.
Let me show you exactly how this real-time customer support avatar works under the hood. It all starts with the user speaking into the mic. That voice goes straight into LiveKit. LiveKit captures the audio stream and sends it through the pipeline in real time. Next, we use DeepGram's Nova 3 model for speech-to-text. This turns our spoken question into accurate text really fast. That text is then passed to the Hedra avatar, which manages the whole visual experience. So the face, the motion, the lip sync, but also routes the message through the AI system. Now we hit Gemini 1.5. This is the core LLM we're using to generate responses. We send the message to Gemini and Gemini starts crafting a response. But we don't just blindly use Gemini's answer. Right after generation, we check, does this question require info outside of the model, like company-specific policies, troubleshooting steps, or pricing? If yes, we send a search query to our Pinecone Assistant knowledge base. That's where we store all the iPeer customer support docs. So it finds the most relevant info using vector search. We then merge the Gemini response with the Pinecone context so the final output is accurate, personalized, and grounded in real company data. Next, we send that final text to Cartesia's Sonic 2 model, which converts it into natural sounding speech. That speech audio, along with the phonemes, goes back to the Hedra avatar to drive realistic lip sync and facial animation. Finally, LiveKit streams both the audio and the animated video of the avatar back to the user in real time. So from your question to a fully animated voice synced answer, it all happens in a few seconds and the agent actually sounds smart because it is. So the first step is going to be setting up our conversational AI voice agent from LiveKit that we'll be able to speak with in real time. So we'll just head over to the LiveKit docs so we can walk through step by step how to do that. I've done that a bunch in my previous videos, but if you haven't done that before, no worries. I'll teach you how to do it right now. So head over to Google and look up Voice AI Quick Start from LiveKit. And it's going to be this link right here that says Voice AI Quick Start. And if I click on that, we'll go through these docs step by step. So if I scroll down here, the first step is going to be running this pip install to make sure that we have all the packages for our full speech to text pipeline. So I'm going to copy this command and then head over to the code. I'm going to open a new project in my IDE. I'm going to click on new folder and I'll name this customer support agent and click create and just open that. Okay, once that's done, first thing I'm going to do is create the Python virtual environment, which is just a folder that we're going to install all of our dependencies in. So I'm going to run the command python 3-m vnv. This is for Mac, by the way. For Windows, it is different. And then to activate it, I'm going to run source vnv/bin/activate. And then I'm going to paste in that pip command that we got from the docs. So if we run this command, we're just going to be installing the dependencies to access all of LiveKit agent's plugins that we need for the voice agent. Now our dependencies are installed, so let's start creating the files we need. The docs give us a template for our environment file. So these 3 down here are just the LiveKit API keys that you can get from livekit.io, but you are going to need your Cartesia, OpenAI, and DeepGram API keys as well. I'll paste the links in the description for where to get those API keys. It's super simple and easy to do. Back in the code, let's create an environment file. So in the terminal, run the command touch.env, and you can open that up right here and paste in that environment file template we got from LiveKit, and then fill in these with your keys.
We do have to change one thing though, because instead of OpenAI, we're going to be using Google's LLM Gemini. So right here, just go ahead and write Google_API key, and I'll show you how to get that right now. I wanted to show you guys how to get your Gemini API key because it takes a couple more steps than getting your Cartesia, DeepGram, or OpenAI API key. So first, search up Google Cloud Projects. Then go to this link right here. And all we need to do is create a project. So I'm just going to create a project. It doesn't matter what you name it. I'm just going to call it customer support and click on create. After you give it a minute, it should create. So go back to Google and search up Gemini API key. And if you scroll down to where it says Google AI Studio API key, click on that link. And then click on create API key in the top right and just click on that project that we just created. So for me, that was customer support. And then click create API key in existing project. This will generate our API key. So once it's done generating, let's copy that and head back to Cursor. Paste that in with the rest of your keys and let's head back to the docs to see what the next step is. The next thing we need to do is grab our agent.py file. This will set up the functionality for our voice agent. So copy this and then head back to the code. First, we need to create the agent.py file. So run touch agent.py. Once this file is created, grab it on the left-hand side and then paste in that code for agent.py that we just copied. Once you save this, we do have to run another command to download some files from LiveKit. So run the command python3 agent.py download -files. And the reason we did that is to download these files from the plugin, which assists in the conversational aspect when talking to the agent. One more thing we have to do is actually switch this from OpenAI to Google because we're not going to use OpenAI's LLM, we're going to use Gemini. So instead of OpenAI up here, go ahead and write Google, and then come down right here and replace OpenAI with Google, and make sure we have .llm. And instead of the 4.0 mini model, we're going to use a model called Gemini -1.5-Flash. Save that. We do have to install the LiveKit plugin for Google, so enter pip install LiveKit plugins Google and hit enter. Let's test out our agent. Remember, the command to do that is python agent.py console.
Hello. How can I help you today?
Hey, can you tell me a fun fact about San Francisco?
San Francisco's Lombard Street, famously known as the most crooked street in the world, is so curvy because it was originally designed to navigate a steep hill, making it easier for vehicles to ascend and descend.
Got it.
It wasn't
Got it. Thank you. All right, so we see that we successfully set up the LiveKit voice agent and it's time to edit its functionality.
All right, now that we've got our LiveKit voice agent up and running and listening to us in real time, it's time to make it smarter. Right now, the agent can respond using just the LLM, which is great, but if you want it to sound like a real customer support rep for your company, you're going to have to give it access to the knowledge base. That's where Pinecone and Pinecone Assistant come in. Pinecone is a vector database. Basically, it lets us store and search large amounts of text based on meaning, not just keywords. So instead of doing just a plain Control F search, it finds answers that are semantically relevant, as in the meaning of these words is similar to what we're asking. Pinecone Assistant is a new SDK that handles all of that retrieval and context injection for us. It takes the user's question, searches the knowledge base, and gives back the LLM exactly what it needs to answer. So in this next part, we're going to connect our code to our Pinecone Assistant. This will let our avatar query a real support knowledge base, meaning it could actually give useful answers about products, policies, or troubleshooting steps. We'll set up the Pinecone project, upload our documents, and connect it in our code.
Head over to pinecone.io, log in, and create an account. What you want to do is go to the Assistant tab and click Create an Assistant. I'm going to name my assistant Customer Support. Mind you, you have some free usage once you create an account, so you don't have to worry about paying anything for now. Once you create an assistant, you'll be brought to this screen. Then you'll need to click on this folder icon, which is where you could upload whatever files you want, as long as they're of these file types. What I did is create a 5-page PDF knowledge base using ChatGPT. You can also export your company's knowledge base from your CRM like Salesforce, HubSpot, and more. So I made this knowledge base to consist of basic customer support questions for a company called iPair. This is a spin-off idea that I got from iCarly. So we're pretending iPair runs a phone service similar to Apple. And then the customer support agent or the voice agent will be able to answer any questions with answers that are in this PDF. Like if we wanted to ask about the warranty and repair policies covering manufacturer defects, battery faults, and software issues. So the way we're going to test out our agent is working is that if we ask it questions, it should respond with the answers based from the docs. For example, what do extended protection plans include? And it should tell me these three right here. So go ahead and upload your document right here. I'm going to drag and drop mine. Click import and it should be done within a minute or so. Now that the docs are done being uploaded, we can ask it different questions like what are the different iPair phone models? And let's see what it says. So it said iPair 1 with 128 gigabytes, iPair Pro with 512 gigabytes, and then iPair Ultra with 1 terabyte. So let's go back to the docs to see if that's correct. And it matched exactly what we had, so we know that our Pinecone assistant is working and can fetch the information that we included in our docs. To include the Pinecone assistant SDK in our code, let's look at the docs. So head over to Google and search up Pinecone assistant quick start. And then it'll be this first link right here, so click that. And the first step, we have to install the software development kit for Pinecone and the assistant. So let's copy this and head over to our terminal and run that. So let's clear this and paste that command in our terminal. Now that that's installed, let's head back to the docs to see what the next step is. The next step is to get your API key, and Pinecone provides you one for free once you sign up. So click on Pinecone console right here, and it'll bring you to this page. On the left, click on API keys and copy it. If you need a new one, you could just click create API key. Once again, it's completely free to do so. Head over to your .env file and type in Pinecone _API _key and paste in that API key that you just copied. Back in the docs, the next step is to create an assistant, which we already did. And if we scroll down, we already uploaded a file, so we can just skip steps 3 and 4 for now. But we do have to use step 5. So it says that we need to import these Pinecone plugins. So I'm going to copy these and head over back to the code. We'll do this step by step. So back in our agents.py file, let's paste in these imports and save that. Next, in these two lines, we have to connect to our Pinecone account via our API key and specify which assistant we want to connect to based on the one we just made. So let's head over to the code. What we have here is we are just connecting to our Pinecone API key from our environment file, and the same thing for our assistant, but we do need to add assistant name to our environment file. So let's head over back here and type in assistant _name, and I named mine customer support. So I'm going to save that. And one more thing we also have to do is import the operating system. So up here by the imports, just type in import OS. And so that way we're connecting to our Pinecone account and we are specifying the assistant that we made earlier. Next, we need to give our agent a message. So in this case, we're asking who is the CFO of Netflix. We're passing that message into this .chat function for the assistant, and it's going to hand us a response. You can see it on here. It'll respond in JSON, and then the response will be down here in content. So I'll show you how we can implement this in the code. So go right below where we initialized our Pinecone assistant, and the first thing we're going to write is another import. So write from LiveKit agents LLM import function tool. And this is going to allow us to write a function or a tool call for the agent to access the knowledge base while we're speaking with it in real time. So go under that and we're going to write at function tool to define this function. And go ahead and paste this in. I've already prepared this function. All that we're doing here is we're telling the Pinecone assistant to access the knowledge base for this information. This is from the docs, right? So we have the role, which is the user who's going to be asking this question. And then the content, instead of hard coding it like we had who is the CFO of Netflix, we're going to be passing it in as a parameter to this function. And then we're going to be storing that in message. And then the way that you get that, as we saw from the docs, is passing it into this .chat function, which will then store our response in this RESP variable. And what we're going to return is this RESP message content because as you remember in the JSON, the response was stored in the content variable. So this ask knowledge base function, all that we're doing is we're asking our assistant for information and our assistant is returning a response, which we will return to our agent to say to us in real time. You can see here we're storing our message in this MSG variable. And as long as we input this message into the .chat function for our assistant, our response will be stored in this RESP variable. Now that our function is done, we have to include it in our assistant class so that it knows to use this function when it's asked about certain queries. So instead of you are a helpful voice AI assistant, which is pretty bland, I'm going to paste in a new set of instructions here, which is going to say, you are an iPair customer service AI assistant. Answer straight away. You have access to the knowledge base by calling the async ask knowledge base function to answer any questions about iPair. Keep responses conversational and helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in parentheses right here, and then at the end as well. So right here. And we have to actually include something else in these initial parentheses. So what we have to do is tools is equal to ask knowledge base. What we're doing here is we're including some better instructions. And then also we included the ask knowledge base in a tools variable that we can pass to this assistant so that it has direct access to the function that it needs to be calling to access the knowledge base. Last thing we have to change before testing this is the generate reply. So instead of greet the user and offer your assistance, we can make it a little bit more specific. We can just say, greet the user as an IPR customer service representative, speak English. Because if you don't include that, it could speak some unexpected languages. So let's save that and let's test our agent in the terminal. Let's check if our AI agent can access the knowledge base by answering different questions that have answers in the docs. So run the command python3 agent.py console.
Hi there. Welcome to IPR customer service. How can I help you today?
Yeah, can you tell me about the different iPair phone models, please?
Sure. I can help with that. Let me check our knowledge base for information on IPR phone models. Sure. We currently offer 3 IPR phone models. 1. IPR 1. This is our base model, perfect for everyday use. It features voice-first AI navigation and comes with 1 to 8 GB of storage. 2. IPR Pro. Step up to the Pro model for an advanced camera system, facial authentication for added security, and increased storage at 1 2 GB 3. IPR Ultra. For our most demanding users, the IPR Ultra boasts a foldable...
Got it. And what can you tell me about the company warranty and repair policies?
Certainly. Let me access our knowledge base to get the most accurate information on our warranty and repair policy. IPR offers a standard 12-month limited warranty covering manufacturer defects, battery issues, and software problems. You can also purchase an extended warranty called IPR Care Plus for up to 3 years of coverage.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, we see that our agent can correctly access our knowledge base that we uploaded in Pinecone, so we set up the Pinecone assistant connection correctly. However, we should improve the instructions so that when it answers, it doesn't say things like asterisk and it actually pronounces the numbers correctly. So let's change that a little bit. So delete the initial instructions that we had, and I'm going to paste in these instructions. All we're saying is you're an IPR customer service AI assistant. Use the function and IPR related questions. Keep it conversational, helpful. And then I included this format numbers and units naturally for speech, like we heard. Here's just another example for it. So these are just a little bit better instructions, and it's a little bit of prompt engineering, so you can have your agent act exactly how you want it to.
Now for the fun part, the face. We're going to use Hedra to power our AI avatar. It takes the response from the AI, turns it into audio, and animates the avatar in real time, syncing the lips, face, and expressions automatically. So instead of just hearing the agent, you actually see it talk to you like a real human.
Now to set up the Hedra avatar, head over to hedra.com and create an account. Now you do have to pay for it, but it is very affordable, which I appreciate. Click on the bottom left profile icon and then click on API. Make a new API key and copy that. Once you copy your API key, head back over to the code. Pull up the .env file and type in hedra _API _key and paste in that key you just copied. Let's head over to the Hedra docs to see how we can implement it with this voice agent setup. So actually go back to the LiveKit docs and scroll down here. They have some information on integrating LiveKit with Hedra real-time avatars. So if you click on virtual avatars right here, they're going to have Hedra right here. So we can read these docs and go step by step on the integration process. First, we need the Python plugin. So let's copy that and head over to our code. Let's paste that command in the terminal and click enter. Let's wait for that to finish and head back over to the docs to see what the next step is. Next, the docs tell us to include our Hedra API key, but we already did that. So let's move on to the actual code itself. So we already have all of this. What we need to change first is we need a couple of imports. Then we also need to initialize our avatar instance. So let's go ahead and do that in the code. So alongside room input options, we need room output options. And then we also need to input Hedra from the plugins. So the way Hedra works is you upload a still image from the avatar to use, and there's a couple of different ways to do that. One way that they say you can do it is by making an API request, so by making a post request with the image that you'd like to upload. But another way that I think is a bit easier is using the Python imaging library, where you can just upload an image straight from your computer and initialize the avatar with that image. Let's go for that option because it's a bit simpler. So first up, let's start our import from Python imaging library, import image. Then scroll down a bit past the entry point function right below session here. We can make our avatar. I made this image using ChatGPT, telling it to give me a headshot of a customer support agent. So this is the headshot I'm going to be using for the avatar when I'm declaring it in my code. First off, I'm using the image object that we imported, and I'm opening that image from where it is on my computer and storing that in the avatar image variable. Now we just need to make sure that Hedra knows that we're using this avatar using the .avatar session function and passing in this avatar image that we just set. Now we're loading this avatar into Hedra based on this image that we got from my computer. And the next thing we need to do is like we were starting a voice session, we need to do the same to start an avatar session. So copy this line. That's going to start the avatar session for us. Now there's one last thing we have to do. The Hedra docs tell us to disable the audio output for room output like so. So make sure you have the room output options audio enabled is equal to false. This helps with how the avatar handles audio, and it's what Hedra specifies in their docs. Perfect. So we've got everything set up. Now we just need to test our agent in a LiveKit Playground. LiveKit Playground is a web-based testing environment where you can test your agent with voice conversation and then see your agent's avatar in action. So to start your agent, run python 3 agent.py. And instead of console, like we were doing previously, you need to type in the word dev. So press enter and then head over to your browser. Head over to Google and search up LiveKit Playground. It'll usually be this first link, so click on that. Then click on your LiveKit project and press connect. Now we'll wait for our agent to show up, and it should have the AI avatar attached.
Hi there. I'm an iPeer customer service representative. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I was wondering, what are iPair's warranty and repair policies?
Sure. Let me check our knowledge base for information on iPeer warranty and repair policies. iPeer offers a standard 12-month limited warranty covering manufacturer defects, battery faults, and software issues. You can also purchase an extended protection plan called iPeer Care Plus for up to 3 years of coverage.
I had another question. Can you tell me about iPair's general overview of the different phone models?
Of course. Let me look up general information on iPeer phone models in our knowledge base. Absolutely. iPeer currently offers 3 main phone models, ****iPeer 1. This is our basic model, perfect for everyday use. It comes with 128 gigabytes of storage and our voice-first AI navigation. ****iPeer Pro. Step up to the Pro for an enhanced camera system, facial authentication, and 512 gigabytes of storage.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else
All right, so we see that everything's fully set up. We have the AI avatar attached to our LiveKit voice agent, and it's speaking in real time and answering our questions based on the information in the knowledge base. So what I want to do now is just take it one step further by adding our own custom front end instead of using this LiveKit agent's playground. I've already prepared that front end in my GitHub, which I've linked in the description. Go to my GitHub repository and click this green code button and choose to download it as a zip file. Decompress this zip file and open it up. Now the front end is in this agent starter React folder, so drag and drop this into your code. So I'm going to take this file and drop it in my root directory, and I'm going to click copy folder. Now I have that agent starter React in my root directory. We do have to change one thing in this front end file. What we need to do is make a .env.local file based on this .env file that they gave us, because the front end needs access to our LiveKit API keys in order to join the LiveKit room. So go down to your terminal right here and let's cd into that directory. And what we're going to do is create a copy of this .env.example file by running the command .env.example and load that into a new file that we're going to call .env.local. And once we do that, we see this .env.local file has shown up. Fill these 3 in with your LiveKit API keys, which you can get from LiveKit.io. You can also just copy right over from the .env file that we made earlier. Once your .env.local file has your LiveKit API keys, we need to run a command to install some dependencies. That command is pnpm install. And then to run the front end, you're just going to run pnpm dev. And it should show up in localhost 3000. So let's head back to our browser to check that. Now let's go to localhost 3000 to see if our front end is set up. And you can see I set it up pretty basic. We just have iPair support, get help from my AI assistant, and start our support session. So when we click this button, we're going to be brought to this interface that kind of looks like a little Zoom call where our agent will show up. Obviously, we're not running our agent just yet, so let's run it and head back here. You can also get my instructions straight from my GitHub as well, because I tweaked them a little bit so it doesn't say things like, what did I say here, asterisk when it was speaking, and it speaks a bit more naturally. So I recommend getting my instructions from my GitHub. Now in the terminal, we're already running the front end, so what we just have to do is run the agent as well. And it's the same command as if we were to run the agent in our LiveKit playground, which is python3 agent.py dev.
Back at localhost, now that we have everything set up, it's time to test out our final product. So let's start the support session and talk to our AI avatar agent.
Hi there, I'm an iPeer customer service representative. How can I help you today?
Yeah, I was wondering, can you tell me about iPair's warranty and repair policies?
Sure. Let me just check our knowledge base really quick to get the most accurate information for you. One moment, please. Okay, I've checked our knowledge base. iPeer offers a standard 1-year limited warranty covering manufacturer defects, battery problems, and software glitches. You can also buy an extended warranty called iPeer Care for up to 3 years of coverage. iPeer Care covers things like accidental screen damage up to 2 times a year, battery replacement, priority support, and they'll even send you a loaner device if needed. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I just had one more question. Could you just please give me a general overview of iPair's different phone models?
Certainly. Let me look that up for you in our knowledge base. Just one moment. We currently have 3 main phone models. First, there's the iPeer 1, our entry-level phone. It has voice-first AI navigation and 128 gigabytes of storage. Next is the iPeer Pro. This model steps things up with an advanced camera system, facial authentication, and 512 gigabytes of storage. Finally, we have the iPeer Ultra, our top-of-the-line model. It boasts a foldable display, real-time translation, and up to 1 terabyte of storage. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Yeah, just one more quick thing. I'm having some issues charging my iPair device. Can you help me out with that and recommend what I should do in general?
Okay, I can definitely help with that. Let me consult our knowledge base for some troubleshooting steps for iPad charging issues. One moment, please. I'm sorry, but our knowledge base doesn't have specific troubleshooting steps for iPad charging issues. However, for our iPeer phones, we recommend first checking that you're using the official iPeer charging cable and adapter. Also, take a look at the charging port itself. Sometimes dust or debris can interfere. If you see anything, gently clean it out with a dry brush.
Thank you so much for your time. That answers my questions.
Great. I'm glad I could help. If you have any more questions in the future, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great day.
That is it. Thank you for watching, guys. If this tutorial helped you in any way, let me know in the comments. And I have a new tutorial coming soon, so I'll see you guys in the next one.